So part two of Beauty and the Beast. So where we picked up off, where we left off was the woman turning him into a beast. So she turned him into a beast, which was symbolic for everybody to see around him. Because he didn't want to deal with that thing now privately like he could have. Now he's about to deal with it in front of the world. He about to deal with it publicly because he didn't have the courage. He didn't have what he needed to do. He didn't do what he needed to do. So now he was placed up under a spell, a curse, which, like I said, and I keep repeating it, a curse is only a cycle that you haven't learned, okay? It's something, a lesson that you haven't learned that has created a cycle that you're in. And until you learn how to deal with that cycle and how to break free from stuff and deal with you and stop deflecting, you will always be cursed. Meaning you will always be in a cycle. You will stay in it until you get it, the lesson, so you can get the blessing, okay? So if you need to go back on that, everything that I've been kind of teaching on, go back to my lessons, lesson learned, okay? Lessons in life video, and that will kind of give you a little background on what I'm talking about. So back to this prince that was turned into a beast. So keep in mind, even though that he was turned into a beast, it didn't stop it didn't stop who he was, right? He was still that prince, right? But what was in him came to the forefront, right? Now, a lot of times people don't see you for who you are out of love because they love you. Love is blinding, right? Because of a title, they don't want to believe stuff, so they can't see you for who you really are. So sometimes things come to happen so it can force people to see what they need to see. And so it can also force you to see what you need to see so you can deal with that thing. Because in order to go to the next level, in order for him to become that king that he needed to come and to save the people and rule over the people that he needed to come, God had to send something, had to put something to the test so it could bring something up front so he could be purged from that thing, so he can deal with the people and treat the people around him the way he needed to treat them, because he was not going to let him reign over the kingdom until he dealt with the issues at heart. Meaning dealing with that selfishness that he had and his ability to be unkind to people. So because he was selfish and unkind, he was judged by it. So like I said, he had everything. You got people in modern day time like have everything and they feel like they don't have to work on themselves. Yeah, you pretty, but you ain't got no depth inside. You ugly on the inside. And that was the whole point of the Beauty and the Beast. The beast was turned. His outer appearance trumped his outer appearance. And sometimes people get so wrapped up, like I said, on titles or how they them liking you or them loving you, that it is blinding. So you can't see people for who they are because of how you feel about them and out of your love for them, or whatnot. So back to it. So because he didn't pass that test, he was turned to a beast, and it threw him into a cycle or whatnot. So during this cycle, he became full of despair. He became full of hurt and bitterness and all this other stuff, because he was like, who could ever love me for me? Who could love a beast? Because like I said, now everybody able to see him for who he is, because he didn't deal with that thing. So now he's struggling with his outer appearance, which is really his inner. It was symbolic to what was already in him. He just couldn't see it. But now that he failed that test, that it trumped his outer appearance. So now everybody could see him for who he is. And now he still don't want to look in the mirror. I mean, he covered up all the mirrors in the castle so he wouldn't have to deal with him. You see how even when life slapped you down for you to humble yourself, people still don't want to look at themselves. So that's what he did. He covered all the mirrors up in the castle so he won't have to deal with him. So that wasn't enough for him. So what God did, he sent somebody else. What he do? He sent Baal, which he sent somebody, which in this movie particularly came in the form of a woman. So she had the keys to unlock his future. She had the keys to cure and to break that curse off of him. She had the antidote. He no longer had it, right? Because whatever he had became buried in the material, in what he had and what he thought he had. So now everything that you had is now covered up, and then you can't even see it. You done lost yourself because you so caught up on what was, instead of you dealing with what's in front of you so you can get to the heart of the issue. So what happened was, God sent Baal, right? A woman, a woman that had the ability to help him see his beauty, right? Throughout the pain, throughout the heartache, throughout everything that was going on in his life, to help him see what was really in him, to help him see his calling, to help him get past the hurt or whatever else that was going in his life, right? So he won't be so caught up on material things, to help him appreciate the beauty of life. Okay? So he sent that. And when she came into the council, he was still what? Selfish. He was still unkind. He was still rude and bitter and acting a fool, right? So a lot of times, like, even though she was trying to be nice and sweet to him, he was like so rude and unbearing sometimes, and she'll start to reflect him and get mad at him and mistreat him. And it was like, when he was like, okay, maybe I did overact, maybe I shouldn't have treated her like that, he wanted to straighten up, and then he'll send his servants up to get her, and she like, nah, I don't want to do it now. I don't even want to eat. I don't want to have dinner with you, this and that and that. Nah, you should have treated me better. And he'd get mad, and it just throw the whole thing off. But it's like the whole point was him. All he had to do was get in line, get in alignment, agree with her in his future, because she is get in alignment and agree with his future, because she was his future. She was his antidote. She was his answer, right? All he had to do was align and agree with it. What are you not agreeing with? What are you not allowing to cure you, to break through? Because a lot of times God will send us, will send us people and things that have the ability to take us to the next level, but you can't get to the next level because you haven't learned how to humble yourself. So yet you gonna die and continue to you gonna die in despair or depression and anxiety because you being a fool and not agreeing with your future. So like I said, it can work in many different things. So finally, as time passed by, layers and layers started to peel off of him. And he started to, gain love and the, beauty. And she was able to articulate some things or call out some things in him that he didn't want to deal with. It was her light. You know what I'm saying? That brought some things to the forefront so he can be able to start dealing with things. She took the mirror off something, the cover off something, and he freaked out because she had the ability to see things in him that he didn't want to deal with. So it sent him on a rage and all this extra stuff. Because remember when she had the mirror and he snatched it from her and he was upset and he went in on her. Because she had the mirror, basically, it was a symbolic for him having to deal with what was in him and his reflection that he wasn't ready to deal with. So the movie is a lot deeper than us being entertained. A lot of times we just watch stuff and we just laugh at stuff, or we be like, oh, it was so good. But you ain't get nothing from it. And it's the same way with life. We just go through life and we don't get nothing. We still stuck in the same cycle because we ain't learned nothing. So we really got to get out of it. So y'all can call me the cycle breaker, because at the end of the day, I ain't in for being stuck. I hate being stuck. I hate it. Okay? And I can't deal with nobody that will remain and be stuck or return to vomit. I can't do it. Okay? So anyway, so basically going back to, he didn't want to deal with himself. And even though his future was calling him, he didn't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? So he had to learn how the hard way, and he had to be put through the cycle. So family, they was able, she was, like I said, she started loving him for who he is, who he was. She loved him for who he was, even though what she saw wasn't the most appealing. She was able to see beyond that. And sometimes you have to get people in your life that's able to see the things in you, so you can deal with them things, so you can be the best you, and so you can step over and be the king that you are, the queen that you are. So in a nutshell, he could not get his blessings. He could not get his inheritance until he dealt with him, until he was able to actually start, until he learned how to love another, and he learned how to accept love. Because a lot of times we get scared of love and we reject it, and we really only rejecting ourselves. So until he learned how to love and accept it, he could not get his inheritance. So Bel came in to lift that curse, to help catapult him into his next level, to a new dimension. Okay? So she gave him the keys to his future. And all he had to do was come in alignment with it. And when he agreed with her and came in alignment, he became the king that he was. And guess what? Even though he lost stuff, he gained it. Everything was restored. The kingdom was restored at the end. He got everything back and more. Because guess what? He got that woman too. He got a love. And he was able to become a king. So ladies and gentlemen, don't be deceived when you get a prince or when you get a princess. Don't settle for it. Do not settle for it, because it's something better on the other side. It's something. The reason why you having to go through certain processes is so God can get you ready for that blessing that he want to give you, because he gonna give you more. But you have to break out of that cycle, or you have to get out of whatever you're trying to get to before you can get that love. Right? You have to get love of self and be able to receive love. See, if you don't have love of self, you ain't gonna be able to receive it. So what is it that you don't have the ability to receive because you not loving yourself? But like I said, at the end of the day, everything wasn't lost. He was a fool at the beginning, but at the end, he finally got it, and he was able to gain everything that he lost and more. So like I said, I hope this helped y'all, and maybe to open your eyes that when you do see movies, that you look at things on a bigger scale. And you actually learn things from it, because it's very symbolic, and it will help you in life itself, okay? Everyday life. So y'all be good, y'all be blessed. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Y'all comment or whatever, tell me what y'all thought, and y'all can give me a movie that y'all want me to analyze or break down. I'll do it gladly. Y'all be good.